Today in science class, we begin our study of Chapter 13, Energy and Energy Resources. We'll take care of two things today. First, we're going to be introduced to all the different key terms and their definitions. And on the back side of this paper, we're going to look at the overview of the different types of energy and energy resources. With this information in today's video, you'll be able to complete, obviously, this activity and this assignment, but you're also going to be thinking about and picking out what your research project is going to be for the duration of our study in Chapter 13. What I'd like you to think about with all these different types of energy that we're going to learn about, which one you want to learn more about and which one you'd be comfortable creating some type of presentation to share with the class that you have learned through our study in Chapter 13. Let's get into the key terms in our overview. While you're following along, you can obviously be filling out and completing this assignment. And then again, thinking which one of these would you like to do a little bit more research and a little bit more learning with. Let's begin. Number one. The ability to cause change. That's energy. Energy is the ability to cause change. Number two, the type of energy stored within an atom. Well, inside that atom, there's the nucleus, and when you are trying to harvest that energy inside there, you're going to be going into the nucleus and separating that nucleus, so it's called nuclear energy. Number three, the form of energy also known as light energy. This could be called radiant energy as another way in which to describe light energy, radiant energy. Number four, the kind of energy that is stored in bonds between atoms. This is called chemical energy. Number five, another name for renewable resources or renewable energy is alternative energy. Number six, the form of energy that an object has due to its temperature. When we talk about temperature, we're talking about thermal energy and the movement of energy because of the different temperatures that something might have. Number seven, a type of energy that an object has because it is moving or because of movement. That's called kinetic energy. Number eight, a device that converts energy of motion into electrical energy. That's a generator. Number eight is generator. Number nine, a type of energy that is stored in an object because of its position. This would be potential energy. Number seven was kinetic, and it has to do with movement. Number nine is potential. Those two are kind of like a seesaw. They're kind of opposite of each other. One, kinetic is involving movement. Potential energy is involving its position in something that's not moving but has the potential to move. Number 10, a wheel composed of a series of blades that is used to turn a generator. That's called a turbine. And number 11, a type of energy source that will eventually be used up. It's a non-renewable energy resource. Those are our key terms and their definitions. Obviously, we've gone through and completed each of those. What I'd like you to do is find those 11 terms in the puzzle because you've just gotten and completed this section here. On to the next page, we've got an overview of the energy resources that kind of puts together those different definitions that we just looked at and applies how they're used in the world. So it says complete the concept map using the terms in the list below. Here are our words that go into each of the different blanks down below. We begin. Some forms of energy are, and here's the list of the things that you should be thinking about. Electrical, something, chemical, something, geothermal. You get it. We'll fill those in. The first one, electrical energy, which is produced by power plants. Coal burning is usually the most common way in which power plants go about creating electricity, especially here in the Midwest. But there are different types of power plants. There's hydroelectric power plants or nuclear power plants or coal burning power plants that create electrical energy for people to use as electricity. Number two, some forms of energy are solar, which comes from the sun. If you know that the sun produces energy, you're knowing that that's solar, and those are collected by solar panels or photovoltaic cells. Here, for number three, some forms of energy are chemical, which is stored in food and fuel. When you eat food, the different meals that you have throughout the day, your body's digesting that food and breaking it down that provides you with the nutrition to have the energy to function. Number four, some forms of energy are nuclear, which are stored in the nucleus of an atom. When you split that atom, you break that nucleus apart. The breaking of those bonds inside that atom creates an immense amount of energy, nuclear energy. Number five, some forms are geothermal. Now, the word geothermal, geo means earth, and thermal means obviously that temperature. So inside the earth, there's actually a molten material called magma. Geothermal energy comes from magma. So inside the earth, where there are all sorts of pressure from the earth's crust and the mantle pushing down on it, it has this heated effect because of that excess pressure, and we can harvest that energy in the form of thermal energy. It's called geothermal energy. Some forms of energy are, number six, light energy, which is an inexhaustible resource. talking radiant energy that's coming from light. Some forms of energy are potential, which is energy of position. Now, what I'd like you to consider for your research project is forms of electrical energy, how energy is produced. So there's different ways in which you're going to learn about the way in which energy is produced that creates electrical energy. Different types of chemical energy, geothermal energy, solar energy, wind energy, solar energy, all different types of energy. I want you to think about which one of those you'd like to use for your research. And once you've completed that selection of what you want to learn more about within this chapter, I'll get into the details of what your research project is actually going to look like. Thanks for completing your homework assignment with me today. God's blessings.